Hello and welcome to the Green Living Festival, coming to you from the Missouri Botanical Garden and the EarthWays Center, the sustainability division of the garden. I'm Jean Ponzi. I am Green Resources Manager on the EarthWays team. This is our 19th annual Green Living Festival and our first ever virtual one. So many firsts of all kinds for human beings these days, right? Festival brings you sustainable solutions, ideas and options and projects and services based here in our community that we hope you will be able to use or will consider for greener living. We want to give a big thank you to Ameren Missouri, our presenting sponsor. Ameren, as we like to say, energizing these efforts to focus on green living in general on June 6th, energy on June 9th, and naturescaping on June 11th. Live events on each one of these days and all of the events and the resources of Green Living Festival available for your convenience online at mobot.org/greenlivingfest. Our exhibitors are a huge part of the Green Living Festival. And this year, since you can't walk right up and talk to them, I get to talk to them and introduce them to you and then encourage you to be in touch with our exhibitors for the products and services and resources and knowledge that they have to offer in our community. And in this edition of Exhibitor Interview, I get to talk to Nick Frisella. He's the Director of Energy Efficiency and Sustainability with Metro Lighting and Metro Electric Supply here in St. Louis. Nick Frisella, it's good to see you and good to be able to say, whoa, good work, Metro Lighting, champions of energy efficient lighting here in the St. Louis area.
Well, it's good to see you, Jean, too. Well, it's a bit unfortunate we can't meet in person. I'm happy to be here, and we are proud of the work we've done in St. Louis, reducing people's energy consumption through LED retrofits.
So what prompted, go back in time a little bit, when Metro Lighting started to first look at LEDs, probably that was in the era when people were still going, I don't know about those compact fluorescent bulbs, yeah?
Yes, they were on our radar a few years after CFLs really became the go-to. At the different festivals, we would have a lot of people frustrated that they wouldn't start right away, that they had weird colors. And while CFLs are good technology, when they first came out, there were a lot of cheap CFLs that didn't do what they were supposed to do. So people got a bad taste in their mouth. So, early on, LEDs were really expensive. So we had some early adopters, but financially it didn't make sense for a lot of people. And then over time, the prices started coming down. The efficacy or the efficiency started getting better, and eventually we transitioned to LED and never looked back.
So I'm going to ask you to show us some of your slides here. We'll proceed through the wonderful world of LEDs.
Sure. Let me just bring that up.
So Nick Frisella, here's Metro Lighting's logo. And what is that array of stuff there? It's not only light bulbs, it's awards on the table.
Yeah, yes, Jean. Like I said earlier, we're very proud of the work we've done, and we've been recognized for it. I believe we have 9 awards from the Energy Star program, 8 Partners of the Year, and the coveted Climate Communicator, which is only given to one Energy Star partner. And as you know, there are quite a few Energy Star partners throughout the United States.
Yeah, and we have a number of them in St. Louis. There are different businesses and organizations. Metro Lighting, locally owned. You're a hometown company, and to get this national recognition, I think we need to go through a little bit more about what you all do so we can understand more about that. And LED lighting is the illumination behind it all.
Sure. Metro Lighting was founded in 1967.
Go to your next slide.
Yeah.
There.
We were founded in 1967. And we're a locally owned and family run business. And while being a family business can be difficult at times, when I came aboard, I really wanted to make a difference, both within the company and within the region. So I found a way to merge my love of the environment with energy efficiency. Uh, I think you might have taught me this. Sometimes to affect change, you have to show businesses a financial benefit.
Oh, yeah.
And through the Ameren program, we've been able to do that. And it's been rather successful.
Well, and in the realm of energy efficiency, lighting is it's your fastest return on investment, right?
Yes, typically your return on investment is less than 6 months, especially when we're just changing out antiquated bulbs to LED. Fixtures are a little bit longer return, but it's less than a year. And then due to the life of the LED, you continue to save. I mean, if you use an Energy Star LED bulb right now, I believe it's 12 years. It lasts 12 years if you use it 8 hours a day.
By that time,
Compared to it,
go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Compared to an incandescent bulb, you might get a year out of it. So there's a huge difference. You save on maintenance because you don't have to go up and down ladders. Um, typically they're lasting nowadays about 35 times longer than your regular incandescent bulb.
So by the time people are changing out the LED light bulbs that you and Metro have sold them, your kids and their kids will be through college.
That's right. I like to tell people that, when you invest in LED, if you move, you take your bulbs with you.
Let's see a little bit more about LEDs specifically, Nick, on your next slide.
Sure. So, over the last decade, which sounds like a long time, but it flew by. My team and I have educated people about LED. They're just as bright or they're brighter than your incandescent, your HID, your fluorescent lighting technologies. The brightness remains constant over time. So take, for example, a street light. The high pressure sodium gives that orange hue, and within, I think, about a year, it's lost 40% of its light output. With LED, over the life, they consider the LED to be dead at 70% of light output. So when you see 25,000 hours, you're still getting 70% of the light output.
Well, and that matters when you're talking about people and their lamps, because you want to be able to see under that lamp as you're reading, or you want to be able to see on your kitchen counter. And when you're talking about specialized lighting, like the St. Louis Art Museum, Contemporary Art Museum, St. Louis, some of our gift shop lighting at the Missouri Botanical Garden has been transitioned to LED. Specialized lighting needs like that being now met by the lighting industry with LEDs. That's big development.
That's very true. One of the biggest advantages of LEDs is you get this selected. What color temperature do you want? That's measured in Kelvin. The lower the number, the warmer the color. So at an art museum, you're going to want a higher color temperature because that's going to be closer to the natural sunlight you'd see. And when you look at art, you want to see it as it is. But if you're at home and you're having a romantic dinner, you might want a warmer color temperature. And then you can select the brightness or the lumen output. And we've done some work with with the Contemporary Art Museum. We donated the lights for their patio. And then I've personally been in to help light art for a couple exhibits. As a graduate of the Art Institute of Chicago, it was a treat.
I didn't know about you, Nick Frisella, but I guess I'm not surprised. That development of color temperature, that improvement in color temperature of LEDs, that was a big thing that the industry had to do, right? Because weren't they just really blue to begin with?
Yes and no. Yes, they were, but I think that had a lot to do with larger companies bringing in huge amounts, and so they'd pick 5,000 Kelvin because that's what they thought people wanted. But
Mm.
turns out people in the beginning wanted 2,700 Kelvin, which is similar to incandescent lighting. And now we're seeing people switch to 3,000 Kelvin, which is a little bit more of a white light, but it's
Hmm.
still not um, too bright. Or
Hmm.
it's hard to not to say bright, because brightness is the amount of light, color temperature is the appearance. But people
Yes.
perceived it to be too bright.
And that's very important because perception is, that determines how we feel about something. And so your next point there, efficiency, better than, I like your phrase there, antiquated lighting. You
Well,
talked about holding brightness, but this also means longevity of the bulb, yeah?
yes, and it's finally time to start calling it antiquated. I purposely put that in there for you and for everyone at the festival this year, because LED is the first choice now, and the rest are antiquated. That's okay. I'm becoming antiquated myself, um, but yes, it's very efficient. I believe a LED is up to 90% more efficient than an incandescent, and a compact fluorescent, it's still more energy efficient. And one of the advantages, it lasts longer. So it lasts about 35 times longer than an incandescent, and 2 to 5 times longer than a compact fluorescent or CFL.
So
And
when,
that's when you pick an Energy Star bulb,
oh,
which I
and
would
that,
recommend.
what's the difference between Energy Star and not Energy Star in light bulbs?
So Energy Star uses third-party testing. So what you read on the package is going to be true. Other manufacturers can put whatever they want on the package, and sometimes they're a little dishonest.
Well, and marketing, there's certainly greenwashing in and around our field. Your Energy Star, big figure in the last photo here in your slides. Let's see that one, Nick.
All right.
This is the ta-da.
I just want people to know that lighting can be fun, and so here we go. So our team has been very successful, and we've been blessed to be able to go to the Energy Star Awards several times. And so this is my partner in crime, Scott Smid, and I think in 2013. I'm not sure anymore. I'm antiquated. I can't remember. Um, but we like to have fun. It can seem complicated. It's really not. It takes a little time to learn, but if you give it a shot, you too can be a lighting expert.
Well, and this image also illustrates reciprocity. You are a business, you're a locally owned business, you're in communication with the vendors and with the lighting developers and with the customers. And, as we said, with people in their own homes and with people in institutions. And you're also in communication with the standard setter, the US EPA, and Energy Star. Energy Star, the most recognized logo in the world at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah. I'm not quite sure the percentage anymore, but I want to say it's either 90 or 95% of people who see the Energy Star logo know what it means, which
Mm-hmm.
is pretty amazing.
That's big, and that should be the standard of energy efficiency. If you can't see Energy Star on the package, why would you even buy it? Unless, of course, it's cheese.
True, that's true. No, I definitely suggest looking for the Energy Star logo on any LED products you buy. You're just guaranteed to have something that works as described,
Mm-hmm.
and saves energy, which also helps the environment.
And if you're going to take advantage of rebates, instant rebates at the point of purchase in the store, or any other kind of change out working with a customer with rebates from Ameren, our Green Living Festival sponsor and our local utility, Energy Star would have to be on that package.
For sure. I've done a disservice. We've been a partner with Ameren's Biz Savers program and Ameren's energy program for over a decade now. Metro is the top trade ally in the Biz Savers program. We've done the most projects in Missouri. We've saved the most kilowatt hours. So if you have a business or if you'd like to update your home, I encourage you to come in and shop at a local business who knows how to do it and is walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
Well said, Nick Frisella. So Nick Frisella, we're talking a lot about the utility and the efficiency of lighting. Metro Lighting and Metro Electric Supply also demonstrates, just, you know, even driving by, let alone going in one of your showrooms, how beautiful and how diverse energy efficient lighting can be in different kinds of fixtures with different kinds of bulbs and lighting applications. There's a high level of design there in what you do too, yeah?
Yes, for sure. And we have, in my opinion, two of the top lighting designers in the state. One of them's not me, but we can help people achieve what they want. You know, back in the day, you got a fixture, you had a bulb that did this. Now you can design things around light. And so I encourage you, if you have an idea and you think it's too far-fetched, we like a challenge. So come on in and we will set you up with a certified lighting designer. And I think we'll be able to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. And probably you'll have fun doing it because they might slap a mustache on you when you're there. So one last question.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Only if they want one.
All right, good. That's good. Choice is good. One last quick question, Nick Frisella, and that is end of life for LED bulbs. With incandescent light bulbs, there's really nothing defined as hazardous in those. They go into the landfill trash. There is mercury in compact fluorescent. They have to be recycled. What about LEDs? What's happening with safe disposal and regulations and things like that with them?
So you can recycle LED bulbs. Metro does provide that service. As far as I know, it's not required by the state or the federal government, but it's always important to recycle, even an LED bulb.
And that's probably an element of recycling, specialized recycling, maybe in the electronics field, that will have to evolve as some of those long-lived bulbs start burning out.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think part of the gap there is that, you know, they last so long, so there's not a huge demand for it. And in America today, I guess there has to be a demand before some people take action. But if you want to take action, you can come into Metro and recycle your LED bulbs. There is a small fee, but we're not profiting from any recycling we do. We just do it because it's the right thing to do.
Thanks for providing that service, Nick Frisella. And thanks to you personally and to your family-owned company, Metro Lighting, Metro Electric Supply, for being the kind of leader that you are and for joining us once again as an exhibitor in the Green Living Festival.
Oh, thank you, Jane. It's always a pleasure. We really enjoy the festival. We're not bummed out because we're still doing it. It's a little different, but everything's a little different right now. And, you know, it's just a temporary inconvenience, and we'll be back next year, and I'll be there. And if you want to talk to me, come on up.
And people can contact you through our exhibitor directory. And I got to give you a shout out, Nick. You're using the most efficient kind of lighting in our interview, which is good old sunlight, good old daylight. Good job.
That's right. Well, thank you so much, Gene. And remember, the best way to save energy is to turn it off.
That's Nick Frisella. He's a dad. He's probably talking to his kids there. Thanks. So if you're watching a few of these exhibitor interviews for the Green Living Festival, you start to see some of the synergies back and forth between a lighting company, an electric utility, the native plant landscapers, and the compost providers. Green is all about systems and cycles and interconnection and working with nature, learning from nature, and learning from one another and working together. That's what we try to do at the EarthWays Center at Missouri Botanical Garden. We appreciate the opportunity to work with our presenting sponsor, Ameren Missouri, to bring you this 19th annual Green Living Festival. And we appreciate all of our exhibitors. Check them out and all of our events and our resources at mobot.org/greenlivingfest. Those resources will live on those web pages after our 2020 festival dates, which are Saturday, June 6th, Tuesday, June 9th, and Thursday, June 11th. From the EarthWays Center team at the Missouri Botanical Garden, I'm Jean Ponzi, Green Resources Manager and cheerleader for green in our community, especially the green things you do. Thanks.